to a New York Times bestseller because of A.J. Brown.
I have not bought it.
I haven't either. But that's cool, though, right? Like, imagine waking up the next morning, your phone's blowing up.
What if he really wasn't reading that book? What if that book was a cover to the book he was really reading, like in Back to the Future?
Okay. Trying to sneak. What was he sneaking and reading then?
What was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? Ooh La La.
Ooh La La?
That's what it was.
I used to sneak in class, with my cell phone behind my books. That was a trick. I kind of put the book up a little bit. With the cell
Maybe
phone
he was really reading Ooh La La.
I don't know. CB, you happy with Myles Garrett right now? How you feeling as a Browns fan?
I mean, I'm fine with
That's
it.
That's it. He's still in Cleveland.
That's your guy.
That's the end. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I just think this is a fun little journey from a guy who was doing everything he could to get out of there to I love it.
Hey, money makes everything seem better.
What did Morton Anderson tell us yesterday when he's re-signing with Atlanta? Any questions? Oh, yeah, I got one. Black or blue ink. That's it.
All that matters.
All right, we're going to come back in 2 minutes with our guy, Ryan Roberts. And we'll ask him that question we were talking about earlier. Is Cam Ward the absolute lock as the number one quarterback in the draft? Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And betting reduced juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Skyline is celebrating St. Patty's Day for 2 days this year. Come enjoy your favorite 3, 4, or 5-way with green noodles, March 16th and 17th only. The only place to get your green ways is at participating Skyline locations.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
March is on at Lindsay Honda. Shoot your shot and save. It's madness. You get to choose your finance rate on over 600 new Lindsay Hondas. 0%, 1.9, 2.9, and up to a full 60 months long. And no trade-in required. This deal works with 0 down. March is on at Lindsay Honda. Save with rates as low as 0% at lindsayhonda.com.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Rossman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Fascinating, informative, covered in dog slobber. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, draft will be coming up sooner than we think. He's the draft and college football analyst at A to Z Sports, covering the NFL. Our friend Ryan Roberts are squared in the house. Good to have you, my man.
Appreciate you guys. How's everything going?
We're doing well. Before we get to kind of the big questions at the top of the draft, give me your opinion on this combine performance by Will Howard. He's going to have a pro day. He kind of went into the combine as kind of the very intriguing national champion quarterback who could put the ball wherever he wanted to. And now it's kind of like there's some questions about where he is from a value standpoint. What do you think?
I mean, Will Howard is the perfect example of why a lot of guys have chosen not to throw up the combine anymore, right? And obviously he's more in the, potential day 2 bucket, maybe early day 3 bucket as far as where he's going to get drafted. So he's obviously in a more pressing situation to have to perform than a Cam Ward or even maybe a Shedeur Sanders as far as like showcasing their throwing in that type of a setting. But I do think that overall, like, it's always a part of the evaluation, but it's not the evaluation. I think that we run into that problem every single year. People hyper-focus, and even outside just throwing, they hyper-focus on the combine, right? Like how fast did a guy run, how fast, how high did a guy jump. In actuality, those type of settings are supposed to be a verification to the process, right? Like we saw this on film. This is our impression of a player. Then you see it in person, and it kind of checks another box, right? Like it's a part of the resume building process overall. So I think overall, the NFL is not going to be as quick impulsed to move him down a board for not having a good throwing session as like the media side is going to be. Does it, did you want to see that type of performance? Absolutely not if you're an NFL team. But I think overall, like NFL is much more forgiving about those types of things. He'll also have an opportunity to do it at the pro day on top of the 15, 16 games, whatever the heck it ended up being of film that he had this past year. So I think it's just a part of the process. We shouldn't overthink it a little bit. It's more just a verification process, and the NFL has plenty of tape on Will Howard, so they're going to trust the eyes that they saw in the game film more than they are for a single throwing session for 15, 20 minutes.
Ryan, there was a report recently that came out about Jackson Dart that was saying that, hey, coming out of the Senior Bowl, coming out of the Combine, there may be a few teams out there that view him as a first-round pick and maybe a top half of the first round type of guy. Do you view Jackson Dart as that type of dude?
I do not. I think that he is, and it's funny when we go full circle with these types of prospects. I remember watching him in the middle of the season. I'm like, man, this is a really interesting day two potential quarterback, in my opinion. Like a guy that maybe you're in the middle to latter part of the end of the second into the third round, or even later in the third round, where you're like, I'll take a chance on that because there's developmental upside to that, right? Like he's got solid size. He's a good athlete. He's had production. He's gotten better each year. There's a lot of interest there. But then now we're on the curve of, we've gone like full circle here almost. And now I'm a lot lower on him than some people are, at least on the media side, because I just don't see first round quarterback. And I can only, my ignorance can only, the best way to describe it is that, and maybe I'm a little bit ignorant on this fact, but for the people that I've talked to, the connects that I have in the NFL, the scouts that I know personally, I haven't personally come into a conversation with anybody that I trust that has told me, I think Jackson Dart's going to be a first-round pick. I'm this high on Jackson Dart. I feel like a lot of people are more in the boat that I'm as far as the people that I've talked to around the NFL, as far as like how high that they would potentially take him. So I generally just don't believe the first-round hype right now. Now, things can change. Teams, it only takes one, we always hear those cliches, but if you had to ask me just like point blank, do I think he's going to go first round? I'm going to say no. And I'm just going to say it because I have not heard a single person, at least from my conversations, that view him as that type of player right now.
All right, so we'll stay with quarterbacks then, Ryan. How do you feel about the separation between Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders? Is it fairly big from the people you talk to? And does it make sense that he is certainly the betting favorite to be the first quarterback, Cam Ward?
Yeah, I would be shocked if he wasn't the first quarterback, unless something drastically changes and there's a skeleton in the closet we don't know about. Things can happen in that type of realm. But, every person I've talked to, for the most part on the league side, are Cam over Shedeur type of people. And, a couple of people that I think that conversation matters a little bit more to are a little bit more of Cam. I just think it's the tool separation at this point, there's things to like about Shedeur, obviously. Like, there's baseline stuff, right? He's an accurate quarterback. He's played a lot of football. He's had good production. There's a lot of things to like. But when you if you watch them back-to-back simultaneously, throwing the football, moving around, all those sorts of things, I just think Cam's just a lot more talented, man. So I think that just talent gap has separated a little bit, and I would be shocked if Cam Ward wasn't the first quarterback taken as of today.
So Abdul Carter's getting a lot of love as possibly being the first defender off the board as this potentially elite pass rusher. Do you view him that way? Are we looking at the next Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt type of guy in your opinion?
He is, yeah. He's my number one overall player in this class. I think that. The crazy part is that we've only seen him on the edge 1 year, right? We saw him blitz the first couple of years from different spots and even come off the edge at times. But after playing off-ball linebacker for Penn State for 2 years, we just saw the first year. And the fact that we saw the maturation, I remember even watching the West Virginia game from the first year, the first game of the season this year, where he had to go against Wyatt Milam, who's a good offensive lineman out of West Virginia that's going to get drafted pretty high himself. And Carter was up and down, you saw the flashes, but it was not a great overall performance. by the end of the year, though, I mean, the last game of the season, if you put those tapes side by side against West Virginia and Notre Dame, like just completely different player. So if we continue to trend upward, which there's no reason to think that he can't, only being a true junior, still being a young guy, that kid's got special traits, man. Like, he's explosive, he's got great closing speed, bend, and he's versatile, right? Like, he can line up a little bit from different alignments, different depths. So I think that he has definitely a lead upside, superstar potential. If you told me in 3 to 4 years we're kind of taking a step back and Abdul Carter is one of the top 3 edges, pass rushers in the NFL, I wouldn't be shocked at all. I think he has that type of upside to him.
So there's kind of an interesting feeling now. We have Adam Schefter on our show every week, and a couple of weeks ago he was like, "Listen, Cleveland's going to take a quarterback. It just makes sense." And then when we had him on this past Wednesday, he was like, "You know what? I'm starting to kind of come off of that." Yeah. And so if Cleveland's going to stay there and make the pick at 2, how tempted should they be in just taking Travis Hunter and trying to get a veteran quarterback and just kind of ride this out? Because if they're not getting Cam Ward, then presumably they'd have to take Shedeur there. So if it's between Shedeur and Travis, what do you think they will do?
It's funny that you mentioned Schefter saying that, because I've had kind of the same little bit of, journey through this process. For a while, I thought that Cleveland was going to take a quarterback, and I'm kind of leaning the other way as well. And I think it's because of the windows that we're talking about with this team right now. It's going to be a huge year for Coach Stefanski and his staff, obviously. They're coming off a really poor season. I think if you have another bad year, I think that you are in a little bit of a tough conversation, right? You might be on the hot seat or entering off of the hot seat. Like, there's a lot that could happen just in a calendar year here. So I think what we're going to see is Cleveland continue to look at the free agent markets. I know that they've been linked to Russell Wilson a little bit. There's been some conversation around potentially Kirk Cousins. Like, they're still looking at the veteran market. So I think it's most likely right now they probably for the short term, and then they draft the best player they can at number 2. I just don't think that the windows of where the coach is at in his career and a rookie quarterback, I just don't know if they match up right now. I think it's much more likely veteran quarterback market. You take Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter to go along with Myles Garrett, and then in the second, third round, somewhere in the ballpark, maybe you take a Jalen Milroe, a gamble on that, and hopefully develop them. I think that that's the most likely outcome right now. And I think that's the right outcome. I've talked about it. I feel like I've talked about it on your show before, but, I don't dislike Shedeur, but, is he a number 2 overall pick type of player? I don't know. I really don't know. So I think they go with the blue chip, and I would be okay with Travis Hunter. I'd be okay with Abdul Carter. I think that going that way with where these coaches are in their career as far as Stefanski and his job security, I think that trying to find that immediate help in a premium position and then also getting a veteran quarterback, I think that might be the perspective that they have right now.
Real quick, Ryan, I'm going to assume that Ashton Jeanty is your RB1 in this class. Yeah. Who is your RB2 in this year's cycle?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me today who's going to be the second guy off the board, I think it's Marion Hampton from North Carolina. I think he's the only other running back that could be in this class of potentially sneaking into the first round. I ultimately think it'd just be Jeanty, but I mean, if there's a couple teams on the back end of the first round that I wouldn't be overly shocked if they took a running back. So I think it's just going to come down to flavor for most teams. But Marion Hampton is a guy that brings a lot of physicality. He's a really explosive kid. So that would be a guy that I would kind of predict to be the running back 2 in this class. I actually personally like DJ Giddens a lot at Kansas State. I think it's a little bit of an interesting conversation, but I think if we're just being a little bit more predictive, it would be a Marion Hampton for North Carolina at running back 2 for me right now.
He covers it all. He's our friend Ryan Roberts. Follow him, A to Z Sports, covering the NFL. Ryan, great job, man. We'll be ringing you back soon.
I appreciate you guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. Ryan was on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, Ice, when we come back. Actually, I had a little quiz for you.
Uh-oh. Quiz kid?
It's more of a fantasy thing that I saw because it reminded me how weird it was.
Yeah, what'd he go?
Cooper Kupp, in his last 3 games in fantasy football this past season, how many catches did he have?
Last 3 games. I'm going to say, let's go with 17.
Final 3 games of the fantasy season, CB. How many passes did Cooper Kupp catch?
Let's go with 11.
The answer is 4. In his final 3 games of fantasy.
Ain't great.
Yeah. I know you were asking the question. You're surprised he wasn't on my team. He wasn't. Not this year. All right, we'll come back and tell the truth next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Ah, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Bobcat Enterprises is your family-owned partner for landscaping and construction projects. Bobcat Enterprises sells and services a full line of Bobcat equipment, including compact track loaders, excavators, tractors, and more. Plus, Bobcat rents compact equipment and attachments. With Bobcat, you can rent the machine and own the results. Keep your business local. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville, and find current specials and our full line of products by visiting bobcatent.com today.
The best matchup is you in a new ride at Coughlin Chevrolet, Central Ohio's #1 Chevy dealer. Lease a new 25 Chevy Trax, $149 a month. Your choice, new 25 Trailblazer or 24 Blazer EV RS. Lease for $169 a month at all 5 Coughlin Chevy locations and CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Coughlin has the car for you.
36, 42, and 24-month leases, 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over, $39.99 due at signing plus tax, title, and license. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Find everyday savings and bargains on produce, meat, and more. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting long-term lower prices. With our weekly sales, deals for days promotions, and My Perks loyalty program, Giant Eagle helps make the most out of every shopping trip. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle and Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to Metal Supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
When was the last time you had your plumbing inspected? Small issues such as tiny leaks or old water heaters can quickly turn into big problems if they're not caught early. Take action with Logan Services and schedule a free winter plumbing safety inspection to help keep your home running smoothly. Schedule your free inspection now and experience the fast, friendly service you've come to expect from Logan Services.
Bobby Carpenter once sold workout equipment on QVC Canada. There's no joke here. That actually happened. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Leases on approved credit. No security deposit required. Tax, tags, title, and dealer fees extra. Ends April 1st.
I'm Rick Reichert. If the calendar says March and there's basketball on TV, it can only mean one thing. Markdown madness at #1, Reichert Ford. Reichert Ford has sold vehicles to every state in the nation. And we'll sell you one too. Lease new 2024 F-150S TX for just $399 a month for 36 months. 0 down. Plus you get Reichert Ford's exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty, because we're dealing. Saving money is a slam dunk at Reichert Ford. Lease new 2024 Bronco Sport for just $399 a month for 36 months. 0 down. Plus Reichert Ford's exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty. It's madness. Markdown madness at the #1 largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio, Reichert Ford. At Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichertFord.com. We're dealing.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Based on 2024 Ford report for total new retail sales. Cincinnati region. Leases on approved credit. No security deposit required. Tax, tags, title, and dealer fees extra. Ends April 1st.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
All right, CB. First of all, I'm going to tell the truth before you start. And I want to wish you congratulations on, again, how many yachts can one man ski behind? Employee of the month again.
Yeah, I mean...
Exactly. I gave you a James, not a very proud of you, because it's almost like, can anybody else win this thing? Or are we just...
Yeah, I mean...
Congrats. Well done.
I just do what I can, my man.
Oh, man.
So about 30 minutes ago, Connor McCaffrey tweeted out the clown emojis, which means one thing. The rumors were true. Iowa ended up firing his father, Fran McCaffrey, after 15 seasons with the Hawkeyes. Obviously, Fran is very well known for how animated he would get on the sidelines. He was a little bit more subdued the last couple of years. I'll give him that. But he did go out in legendary fashion in his last game against Illinois with an ejection with 13 minutes left in the game before his team gave up 100-plus points. My question is, tell the truth, though. Will you miss Fran McCaffrey's antics in the Big Ten?
Me personally, not really. I enjoyed it when it gave us some content every once in a while, but yeah, I wasn't sitting down on my couch night in and night out hunting Iowa basketball games to follow Fran and his antics around. So yeah, he'll be out of sight, out of mind for me after today, and I probably won't miss him too much.
Every time I see him, he reminds me of George Will, the author, the guy that wrote the book Men at Work about baseball and all that. I think Maddie's right. It's a weird thing. He's a little bit off the radar. He's only on it when he has some kind of these antics. A lot of people think that he's got a lot of that Boeheim, just everything's against him. Yeah. It doesn't look like he's having much fun coaching. Like it's all just drudgery, it's like doing laundry. Like, I don't want to kill the guy. He's been around a long time, and clearly he's had his moments. Not lately, but you asked if we'll miss him in the conference.
Will you miss seeing all of the antics?
I think there'll be a little bit of a loss there. I think when you lose a guy like that, who's always kind of on the edge, you never know when his fuse, how it's going to be lit. But he just hasn't made a dent in the tournament in so long that it's hard for me to... Let me ask you guys this, and I don't even remember. Mm-hmm. Did he ever make a dent in the tournament at Iowa?
No, that's actually his downfall, is that he wasn't really good when it came to March.
Yeah, he's been around. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's been around a long time for a guy who, if you gave him the Chris Holtmann treatment, wouldn't have been around.
Honestly, his biggest accomplishment probably was when he was at Siena, and he beat Ohio State in Dayton in the 8-9 game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's massive. I forgot he was at Siena. He's a cran. All right. I would say partially missed.
Okay. Just remember, it's not a lie if you believe it.
CB, I'm making an executive order here. Decision. We have to do DeMarcus Lawrence
so
and Micah Parsons.
That was coming up.
Go ahead.
That was coming up. And just real quick first, that firing of Fran McCaffrey is really spinning the wheels on the coaching carousel. It looks like NC State met with Will Wade from McNeese, and obviously the famous strong offer he was going to offer to players back when NIL was not around at LSU. But let's move on to that DeMarcus Lawrence thing. Let's play the soundbite real quick and just simple tell the truth. Is he telling the truth about his time in Dallas?
Dallas is my home. I made my home there. My family lives there. I'm forever going to be there. But, I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. So, yeah.
Wow.
And if you missed that was followed up by current Dallas Cowboys pass rusher Micah Parsons saying that that's rooted in jealousy and envy coming from DeMarcus Lawrence. Here's what I'll say about this situation. DeMarcus Lawrence ain't the first guy that mentioned something like this about Dallas. Remember when Dalton Schultz left and went over to Houston? He called Dallas a zoo. He called it a zoo over there. So these guys, Dalton Schultz and DeMarcus Lawrence, have been in Dallas for a long time, especially DeMarcus. He was a captain for a very long time. I understand Micah sticking up for his franchise, his teammates, Jerry Jones and all that stuff. But DeMarcus knows the inner workings in the business and how that place gets down every single day and every week. And so I don't think he's winning a Super Bowl in Seattle. But the fact that he threw that out there after being there for a long time is pretty wild.
It is wild. And it's... Micah's probably treating it as that's not very professional to do. This is an organization that drafted you, that believed in you, that drafted you in the second round. It's out. It's odd. He got paid by Seattle, and so you would think, I wish those guys well. We're going to be in the conference. I'll meet them one day, maybe. Yeah. I'm not scheduled to play him this season, though we could meet in the playoffs. That would be the goal. Like, that's the stuff you say. Like, I wish my boys well, my teammates there. I hope to meet him in the playoffs. That would be something to be said. The fact he said, I know I'm not winning a Super Bowl there, that it's more of a stab at ownership than the players, really, right? I mean, it comes off as if I'm a player on that team. It's like when Matty leaves and goes to Atlanta and becomes, this big-time host, and they say, what was it like working in Columbus on the radio? And he says, it was all right. I mean, I knew I wouldn't get very far. Like that would be like,
yeah, that's tough.
Is he slamming me or ownership?
Yeah.
So I think what's happening here with Mike is Mike is taking it personally because he was a teammate of his. And why would you put that on us? Where I think Lawrence is coming from I don't believe that the direction of the franchise is very good. I think he's telling the truth to answer the original question. I think he's telling the truth. And the fact they don't play this season is a loss for all of us.
No doubt. I said jealousy and envy. Let me get it right, because the exact quote from Micah Parsons, or tweet from Micah Parsons, I should say, is this is what rejection and envy look like. This some clown blank. That's exactly what Micah said.
Well, that post has how many views?
Oh,
you looked?
Gosh.
Million probably or more.
Oh, probably over a million. And the post in this article that I'm reading, it was at 684,000
it's got to be
views.
Well, couple of million.
That was
now.
Last night, AR at 8:55. I'm with AR on this, CB. DeMarcus is telling the truth. I believe him. I do believe that.
The truth shall set you free.
If you missed anything from our show, don't worry, folks. You can always catch up by firing up your podcast wherever you get your podcast. Type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Common Man and T-Bone coming up next, so don't move. And have a great weekend. We love you.
Guess what? I shorted a little bit.
What happened?
You know how many views the Micah Parsons tweet of this what rejection and envy looked like? This some clown blank?
Where are we at now?
Almost 11 million.
That's crazy, man. It's wild.
And I am looking at a half-empty bottle of Cavatier, which means that we are just about out of time.
Absolutely. Been a great week with you guys. We'll come back. Spring football start on Monday. Hopefully we're talking about a Jackets win as well. It's St. Patty's Day. We'll be going to the Suite that night against the Devils. So it'll be a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Apparently you're going to need a boat to get home tonight and tomorrow. Hopefully not. Talk to you then. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Here's a listener tweet. Are Men and Bone stupid in real life? Yes. Yes, they are. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Bone, did you know that March has a lot of college basketball?
Why, yes, I did, Common Man. And the best place to watch all the action and play the action is at Hollywood Casino. You can reserve your table now at HollywoodColumbus.com.
Not only that, every Saturday in March is UFC Fight Night. They're showing every fight on the big screen. Watching at home is boring. Don't be boring.
All the action happens at ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Skyline is celebrating St. Patty's Day for 2 days this year. Come enjoy your favorite 3, 4, or 5-way with green noodles, March 16th and 17th only. The only place to get your green ways is at participating Skyline locations.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's March, and you know what that means. Bracket season. You've crunched the numbers, picked your favorites, and maybe even taken a big gamble on that Cinderella team. But when it comes to your home, gambling is not an option. Spring storms are rolling in, bringing strong winds, heavy rain, and unpredictable weather. The question is your roof ready? At Newman Roofing, we don't leave anything up to chance. Whether you need a new roof, gutter replacement, or updated siding, our expert team is here to educate you, guide you, and give you the best options to fit your home's needs. No high-pressure sales, no surprises, just top-quality work from a team you can trust. That's why homeowners choose Newman Roofing, the #1 overall seed here in Columbus, because we deliver an unbeatable customer experience every single time. So, don't wait until the damage is done. Beat the storm before it ruins your big dance. Call 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com to schedule your spot this spring. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do? Like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking. And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.com.